This video tutor explains sequence, to be precise, Python sequence. A Python sequence is an ordered collection of items where each item is indexed by an integer. The three types of sequence data types available in Python are strings, lists, and tuples. You consider the string A is equal to A, B, C, D, E, F. In the computer's memory, the string is represented like this. This is forward indexing or positive indexing. This is backward indexing or negative indexing. So you can see string is a sequence because it is an ordered collection of items where each item is indexed by an integer. What is the meaning of ordered collection? The order of the items is important. The first item, it is at index 0 or position 1. The second item is at index 1 or position 2. Okay, if I interchange the position of the items, it is not string A, another string. Okay, so the order of the items is important. So string is an ordered collection of items where each item is indexed by an integer. Similarly, list is also an ordered collection of items where each item is indexed by an integer. So list is also a sequence. Then what is the difference between a string and a sequence? In the case of string, you can see that every element of the string is a character. We say character A, character B. Even if I write integer 3, it is character 3, not integer 3. Okay, so every element of the string is characters, whereas list may contain different types of elements. One element can be integer, another element can be a decimal number, a third element can be a list. So if one list is inside another list, we say it as nested list. So that is one difference between a string and a list. The most important difference is strings are immutable, which means you cannot change the content of a list. If I write A of 0, equal to capital Z, will capital Z appear here? No, syntax error, because you cannot change the content of a list. Strings are immutable, whereas you can change the content of a list because list is mutable. Let me explain this point using a simple Python program. Python editor is opened, new file taken, it is saved. See, you know how to represent a string. S is equal to inside double quotes or single quotes or triple quotes for multi-line string. If you write something, it is a string. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F. And if I write print, yes, the answer displayed in the computer's monitor. So strings are identified by double quotes, single quotes, or triple quotes. Okay, similarly, a list is identified by L is equal to inside square bracket. If you write a quantity, it is a list. Okay, so let me make use of square bracket. Now L is an empty list because elements are not there inside square bracket. Let me write 1, 2, 3. And if I write print L, okay, you can see the list is displayed. How did you understand that the list is displayed? Square bracket is coming in the output. Square bracket means it is a list. Okay, so this is an important point. A list is identified by or represented inside square bracket, represented using square bracket. Now, list may contain different types of elements, or before that, strings are immutable. You cannot change the content of a string. List is mutable. So let me change. The first element of the list index is 0. For the second element of the list, the index is 1. Same as that in the case of string. So let me change the content. See, L of 0, which means the first element of the list equals 99. And if I print the list, what do you get here? 99 will appear. Just see. here 99 appears because list is mutable. You can change the content of a list, whereas if I make use of see s is equal to a b c d e f, and if I write s of 0 equal to capital A, it results in a syntax error. See, if I try to display yes, it results in a syntax error. Let me delete the statement, right click, cut. Only these many statements are there. You can see it results in a syntax error. str object does not support item assignment operator, which means you cannot change the content of a list. String is immutable. Okay, so please understand that point. Okay, right click, paste. So this is one difference between a string and a list. Now list may contain different types of elements. Here let me write 9.9. See, these are integers. This is a decimal number. Okay. Now if I run the program, you can see the decimal number appears. So this is integer. This is also integer, and this is a decimal number. Now how can you say that it contains different types of elements? See, let me explain that using an example. In order to get each and every element of L, let me, the code is for loop. You can make use of for loop for I in L. A for loop should end with a colon. So what's the meaning of for I in L? For I in L means I contains each and every element of L. So initially 1 appears in I, and here I am going to display I. Okay, so here 1 displayed. After that I contains the second element of the list 2 displayed. After that I contains the third element of the list, so here 3 displayed. Finally I contains the last element of the list 9.9, and here 9.9 displayed. Now you run the program, you can see all the elements 1, 2, 3, 9.9. Why the elements are appearing in a new line? Because I told you for print statement the default ending character is new line. If you want them to appear in the same line, you should change the ending character to space. Now if you run the program, the elements will appear in the same line. Now let me display the type of data. Okay, I is displayed. Let me display the type of data present in I. So the element will appear, the type of data will also appear. Now you can see. Oh, there is a syntax error. Okay, I made use of 2 comma, you need only 1. Run the program. See, 1, it's an integer. 9.9, it's a floating point number, isn't it? So that is the reason why I told you list may contain different types of elements. These elements are integers. This is a different one, isn't it? So it is actually a decimal number. Now suppose if I write s is equal to a, B, C, D, E, F. Now in order to get each and every character of S, you can write for I in S. So now I contains each and every character present in S. First it contains A, then it contains B, and so on. And here if I display print I, you can see all the characters are displayed in a new line. If you want them to be in the same line, change the ending character. You know that, nothing to explain. Okay, now if you change the ending character, they will appear in the same line. Okay, now let me display the type of data that is there in variable I. See, you can see they are all string. Okay, now another example. Say suppose if I make use of 1. See, 1, that is also a string. Okay, so this is the point that I want to make. String contains same type of elements, even though it is one, it is not digit one, it is character one. Okay, so string contains same type of elements, whereas list may contain different types of elements. So please understand the point. Strings and lists, they are sequence. What is sequence? It is an ordered collection of elements. Sequence means it is an ordered collection of items where each item is indexed by an integer. What's the meaning of ordered collection? The order of the elements, the position of the elements are important. For the first element, the position is 0. For the second element, the position is 1. If you write BA, it is not this string, something else. Okay. So list and string both are sequence. What is the difference between them? String contains same type of elements. List may contain different types of elements. String is immutable. You cannot change the content of a string. It results in a syntax error. Whereas you can change the content of a list. Okay, because list is mutable. Remember the technical term. Finally, a string is inside single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes. A list must be inside square bracket. Inside square bracket, if you write something, it's a list. Okay, so this is the introduction for list.